Hello everybody and welcome to Mind the Time podcast. I am not Fenton Harvey. I am indeed Brendy Mahan. Fenton is not with us tonight, but I'm here with the wonderful Sean Carey.
Who is also not Fenton Harvey.
Well,
but
he's a wee bit more Fenton Harvey than I am, but he's still not quite Fenton Harvey. Nobody's quite Fenton Harvey. We've got the empty chair here as in memoriam of the big man. God forgive me, touch wood. Fenton's grand, he's just not here.
Stroking it when he's not here.
No.
Touching it.
Keep turning the bill. What do you think, Fenton? Oh, fuck, you're not here yet. So what's the crack, Sean?
All grand. I am off today. I always seem to be off when we do these podcasts, don't I?
Well, that's why we're doing it, because you're off.
So, you know me. Same story. Art, all day.
Art and wine.
Art and wine. But I'm still like, I keep thinking about this scone I had.
Oh, fuck. Right, here we go. We'll buck on for this one.
At the weekend. Was hard as fuck.
Right.
Would you, right, here's the thing. I was in Tinkin Skinnies, the one on the way to Portrush.
Right.
And I got a scone. Because they do an amazing vegan scone.
Okay.
And you get like jam and, flora and all that.
What's in scone that makes it not vegan? Like butter?
Probably no eggs.
Or eggs?
I think egg would be the main. But it was hard as fuck. It was more like a biscuit. Do you know what I mean? And I'm one of these people, like, unless like I went to any like large expense, I can't complain.
No.
So I just sat and I had to break this thing apart. I couldn't even use the knife. The knife was too blunt.
Jesus.
So I had to like just break it apart with my hands.
Right.
Fucking, I broke the bread, give it to my disciples and said, take this, all of you. Seriously, what would you have done? Would you have went like, fuck that, give me...
Oh, well, I know. I used to be like terrified not terrified, but just that money bar complaining about stuff. You know what I mean? It all depends what it was. Like if I got a scone and it was so hard that I couldn't cut it, I'd probably be all, what's the crack with scones? Can I get it all on? Do you know what I mean?
What's that crack with a scone?
I thought you meant it was maybe hard because it was made differently because it was like vegan or something.
No.
But it shouldn't be hard just because it's vegan either, so that's nonsense actually.
It could be a north-south thing. Because, like Tato, because usually I go to the Tinkin Skinnies in Buncrana and their scones are always perfect, soft, warm.
To me, when I hear about a scone being so hard that you couldn't cut it, it suggests to me that it was sitting out for ages and it was really hard and it's like old.
Must have been sitting out for a year.
Did you eat it?
I fucking ate every bit.
Did it taste
because it made my tongue all tingly. And I'm not even joking. The side of my tongue got sort of tingly. I don't know if it was the bicarb or something on it, but...
no, it doesn't sound great, John.
I got a tingly tongue, and I'm still alive.
Well, that doesn't do you any harm, I suppose. That's true,
But I just can't. I couldn't be all... It's the attention or something. Like, I couldn't be all, excuse me, this is hard.
Well, I think because, obviously, with my time working as a chef, I did a lot of that on the other side of it, and I always tried to get stuff out. Like, if somebody sent a meal back and there was a problem with it, and I'd be all, I can see that problem. Here's another one, no bar. So anybody decent who's owning a place like that shouldn't really complain if the thing isn't suitable. Like, you're paying for it, and if it's not suitable, it's not the way you like it. I mean, you get some people who would come up and like send something back for the most ridiculous reason ever. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember this one time I sent out a Sunday roast to this family, this woman. I might have talked about this in the podcast before, maybe not, but it was really busy Sunday and you're really stressed as a chef trying to keep everything going. You finally get rid of one table and we would have served, it was like roast beef, whatever, so it was like a big lump of roast beef and like the mash and like the carrot and the parsnip and like the Yorkie. We all presented on the plate, really nice looking, and then pour over a wee bit of gravy and then give them a wee splash of gravy and then give them a wee tub of gravy with the rest of it. So this went out anyway, and the woman like sent it back and said, the waitress girl was all, she said she didn't want the gravy over it, she wanted the gravy on the side. I was like, right, I was only a wee tiny bit of gravy just to make it look good. We still send out the gravy, and she was all like, no, but she just wants like the thing. I was all, fair enough. So we had to make her a whole new dish, like it was all ready anyway, do you know what I mean? But we had to plate her up a whole new dish, sent a wee thing of gravy out on the side, and I watched her taking it to the table. Just when somebody annoys you want to see them, as I want to see this person, see this enemy of mine today, and I watched her take it to the table, and the woman lifted the pot of gravy and poured it over the dinner straight away.
I knew that was coming.
I was just, what? No, I was just, the wee part of me wanted to get around and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Do you know what I mean? But I was just, Jesus Christ.
What did you call her, Sally?
No, I've never got her name, thank God. And this is why I have no bar talking about her, because she's a real person who probably lives in the city. But That was my only interaction. But I was just, what kind of, like, what's going on in your day that you need to do out there?
Yeah.
Saying that, I wanted the gravy on the side, and then poured over straight away. Like, she poured more gravy over it than we had put on it initially, and she still had a wee pot of gravy at the side.
It must be just, what do you call it, privilege?
People like that would do your head in. But I actually, funny enough, we were just, as you know, I'm just back from London, and our first day in London, we got to the hotel and we left our stuff and we went out a big walk. We got soaked, big long day anyway, blah blah blah. Long story short, we went down to the restaurant in the hotel for dinner that night. We were just like, we'll just go down here, it'll be handy. And we went in, and they were like, we can't sit these for half an hour, sorry, you want to sit in the bar and get a wee drink here and then we'll call you. I was like, that's no bar. So I went up, and I think Mariam was on the phone there, so me and Holly and the Dara, the wee man, went down and sat. So I was like, do you want a wee drink? He had his wee juice with him. Holly was like, no, I'm grand. I was like, okay, I'll go up and get a wee pint. So I went up, and I seen that they had, like, I was expecting the hotel wasn't amazing. It was like a 3-star kind of Premier Inn kind of thing, but the bar was actually pretty cool looking. No, they had a lot of pumps and stuff. They had like Madry, and they had Beer Moretti, and they had all these kind of like IPA and all this here. So I seen this girl in front of me. She ordered like an IPA. I'm not a big IPA fan, so I didn't get that, but the pint looked class, because I was not in my head. I was like, I'm going to get a bottle from a hotel. I don't trust hotel pints, especially in a place that's kind of dingy. So I was all, I'm going to get a bottle, because you always know where you're at with a bottle. But when I seen this pint of IPA, I was all, that looks like a cracker pint. And I love Beer Moretti, so I was all, I'm going to get a pint of Beer Moretti. So I was all the girl, got me a pint of Beer Moretti. She was on no bar, and even when she lifted the glass, like this IPA had this big tall thin pint glass with class looking. The glass she lifted for me would have been like, do you remember like a pint glass of milk you would have had in your mouth in the 90s, like this big straight, no, like a wee tiny curve up here, but just looked like an old stinking pub glass. So as soon as she lifted that, I was oh god, this is an awfully good start. And then I watched her pouring it, and she knew how to pour a pint, obviously, but she was like spinning it and kind of tilting it and all this here, and there was just no head gathering whatsoever. And then she handed it to me, and it was literally like, just nothing. It was just flat beer on the top. There was no head of any kind. And when she handed it to me, there was like a wee bit of smell, and I was all, oh Jesus. But it was always my first night in the hotel, my first pint of the whole holiday. I was all, I'm not going to complain, like I'll just take it. Grab.
What kind of smell?
It's just, do you ever get a pint that's just not good? Just a wee kind of funky smell.
Wasn't the glass like?
No, it wasn't. It was just the beer. I've had a million pints like it before, and I've normally drank them, to be fair. But sat down at the table when I went, Mariam was still on the phone, so I had a wee sip of it and was like, it's really not nice. But I was like, so I'm on holidays, I'm going to power through. And then I took an hour sip of it and was just, do you know what? No. This is my first pint of my holidays. We're paying a lot of money to stay in this hotel, even though it wasn't the greatest hotel, but it's London. And I was on, I need a better pint than this. So I went back up to the girl, and she was like, serving our people. I went up there and was all, look, I'm really sorry, can I swap this here for like a bottle of Prony? I was all, it's just really not nice. And I was just being sound. I was all, look, if I have to pay for it, it's fine, I don't mind. Do you know what I mean? I was just saying that in the hope that she'd be all, no, it's grand. But she did. She's all, no, it's fine, I'll swap it for you. So she went and got me a bottle of Prony, and I just stuck to the bottles all night then. Do you know what I mean? But no, you're well off on your rights. You're paying, like, this pint was about $6.50. It was undrinkable. Like, I wasn't going to drink it. It was either going to sit at my table, and I would have went up and bought another one, or else bring it back up and chance your arm. But there's nothing wrong with it. Like, anyone who's worked in a bar or worked in a cafe or a restaurant, whatever, is used to this kind of thing. And there is a wee, like, you can do that. Do you know what I mean? There's some people, if somebody came up and there's nothing wrong with it, they just didn't like it, you'd be able to take your oil, buy another one. But she could, if I'd be all, smell that there, she needed to look at it. So it's just not nice. I'm sorry, it's not a nice pint. It's my first pint of holidays. It needs to be nice.
See,
so I'm a big, got the Prony. It was grand.
I'm a big, as we would have said when we were younger, I'm a big pie when it comes to things like that. I just don't like confrontation.
No, I know.
So I don't want.
But this is the thing. It doesn't have to be confrontation. If you're I was pure civil about it. I was like smiling and joking. Like I was, oh look, it's just not nice. And I was like, if I have to pay for it all, it's no bother. She's all, no, you're grand. They're well used to it. Like, do you know what I mean?
But the scone thing, it was already bad enough, because when the fella came down, and again, it's nothing to do with the fella, he didn't do anything wrong, but when he came down, like, he just sort of said a bit too loudly, here's the vegans. Who has the vegan scone? Like this kind of thing. And I already, you can sort of see people going like, oh, fuckers, one lemon. And I was all, see. And I sort of buried my head in it. And then I had to break his fucking thing apart.
So if you had went up then and been like, you would have had the impression that everyone was, oh, here's the vegan complaining. Surprise.
Vegan scone.
That's my rule is, if you're not going to eat it, and enjoy it, send it back to fuck.
No,
100%.
I think the next time, I think by the time I got to the very end of that, I should have brought that back. And I had this whole thing, and I was there with my coworker, like, and I was like, I should have returned that scone, shouldn't I? And she was all, definitely.
No, you do. It's nothing wrong with it.
She was like, I was watching you at one point, you were like struggling to break it.
No, that's ridiculous. Like, and then if you did go up and we're like, look, here's your scones, like, rock hard. It's like, I can't even cut it with my knife. And they were all, well, take your oil. Then you'd be all right. Well, fuck yous as a business then.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I won't be
but
back.
They wouldn't, I guarantee they would have been all, oh, no bar. Pick something else. It's grand. Like, it's a scone.
I'll tell you what, I won't be back. It was just out of, we were passing that area on the way to Port Rush, so we just thought, right, we'll just dip on here because we usually go to the one in Buncrana.
See, I really liked. I've never been to that one, but I really like Tangaskinnies. Been to the one in Muff, been to the one in Buncrana. Both really good. That's especially somewhere like that because they're like known for being really good. Do you know what I mean?
No, like usually, like that's the first thing that ever I had that came out and I wasn't happy with. But I'll tell you what, the one in Buncrana, like the problem with that Tangaskinnies for me is that there's nothing to look at. And what I mean is like there's no outside. You're just stuck beside a petrol station.
Right.
Like for me, it's all about like a wee bit of people watching, stuff like that. Like, and
the one in Buncrana is amazing. Like, you're not going to, they looked out that location. Like, you're right on the water. It's amazing.
And it's one right there. Like, it's the most gorgeous place you could sit.
And even the one in Muff, there's no outside of that as such. But Muff Main Street's pretty cool. And the place inside itself is massive and pretty cool looking as well.
So I think I was thinking about going down tomorrow morning to the one in Buncrana just to sort of resolve the scone issue.
Go back to the Limavady, they confront it. Hey, I was in here last week. I got a scone. It was rock hard.
Here it is. It's still on me. It's just sitting there. It's like a stone.
Just throw the scone through the window.
But what you were saying about pints, we were down in Buncrana. Actually, I was in the Buncrana one about 2 weeks ago or last week or something. And then we went up under the town because I was like, I never really go up and enjoy Buncrana, and it's a lovely wee town. Like.
Buncrana's cool.
So I fucking dittered up. My mate was there too, and we got a pint, but we got those 0.0 Guinness because I was driving the old motor. And same thing. They came out, and I had never had one before, and it came out, and I fucking smelled it. And when you smell something before you drink it, I didn't purposely snuff it. Just as I was bringing it up to my mouth, I was all, "What the fuck is this? What's that?" It smelled like, the only way I could describe it, I kept thinking of pea soup.
Right,
it smelled like pea soup,
butter and kind of earthy and just not nice.
Kind of like, I like peas, but it was just kind of like not what you want to be drinking.
No,
and I was all, "What the hell is this? The way it always tastes?" And
no, apparently the 0.0 is meant to be pretty taste like Guinness. Just
this didn't taste like Guinness. This did not taste like Guinness. I was going, what is this trying to be like? I just kept going, it's fucking pea soup. If you blindfolded me and put that in front of me, I'd be, "Oh, it's pea soup."
Pea soup. When you say pea soup, do you mean like a
pea, like a vegetable?
Petit pois.
Yeah, not a pishy.
Not a pish.
Not a pishy soup. So a pea soup.
Pea soup, right? Okay.
That's all. And I was like, never again.
No.
Like, I'm one of these people, like, there's nothing wrong with me. These non-alcoholic beverages are great. They're great for people who want to experience, have the aesthetics of a beer, but not actually drink, especially if they're driving, etc. Or if they're just trying to go off alcohol and so far.
Exactly.
Very good. But I still don't buy them. I don't see, I would rather just have...
Wouldn't be my cup of tea. You see, if I wasn't drinking... I would just not drink beer or whatever. I would just drink juice or whatever. But no, I do like there's people out there that, as you say, people trying to go off of drinking stuff. They're brilliant for it. But I used to always wonder this, even when I first heard about non-alcoholic beer. I always used to wonder, like, say me and you were sitting now, we're having a lock of beer, and I thought I'll bring a lock over. Yeah. And I brought over alcohol-free Heineken, but they were in normal bottles or whatever, and you sat and drank 6-7 of them without knowing they're alcohol-free. Would you kind of get drunk? Do you know what I mean?
Like a placebo effect?
Like, you probably would. Because you're sitting knocking them back and you're kind of loosening up a wee bit, and you know what I mean? I don't know, I think you sort of
Maybe would.
But then
I don't think they're totally like alcohol free, are they?
No, they would. If it says 0.0% alcohol, there's no alcohol in them.
I thought it was a thing, they get as much of it out, but there's still a bit in there. Like,
I don't know.
You can't.
I wouldn't say so, like, because you can't be, if you're advertising something that's like 0.0% is literally nothing. You know what I mean? So they wouldn't put that on it if there was a wee trace alcohol in there, because even somebody coming from alcoholism gets a wee trace alcohol, could be harmful. Do you know what I mean? So
somebody said this to me before, but then
it
could be just my naivety.
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sitting talking about something that I don't know.
But then they said you would need to drink about 100 of them to get actually a wee bit like. Know what I mean?
I don't know. That's something we'll have to find out. We'll Google it.
I thought you were going to Google it there. So
it's a real drink here. Nice glass. I will hitch to you. Hey,
my mate actually was saying to me yesterday, did you hear about Tenacious D?
I heard something about it, like Kyle Gass got himself in bar for a comment or something. Is that what you're on about?
Aye.
Aye.
I find it really bizarre. I don't know if it's one of these things where are people too precious these days, or, you know...
I think the company who, like, so basically what happened was that he made a comment about Donald Trump, like, don't miss next time or something, like a joke, obviously. And apparently the crowd really, like, reacted. It was out in Australia.
Even the Jack Black and all was like,
but it was obviously just, it was a joke, obviously. But he probably... I think the publishing or whoever they are, the promoter company, whoever it was that removed them, nobody wants any hassle these days with stuff like that there. Nobody wants to be, I'd say the worst thing can happen for a company these days in this like age of social media is to be like banded about the internet as, oh, user this and user, nobody wants that hassle. So it's easier for them to just go and feck off, even for a wee while. Do you know what I mean? Until it all blows over.
I heard it's Kyle Gass, is it? Gass? I think it's his agency dropped him straight away, like, and then he just. But
they're probably just trying to cover themselves, save face a wee bit. Do you know what I mean? And then like
cancelled the whole tour. Then
again, that was probably a precaution as well by whoever runs or promoters at Tenacious D, just to be, it's just better to let this thing blow over. Me and Marion, actually, this is like kind of unrelated, but me and Marion are watching the show now at the minute with Kiefer Sutherland, Designated Survivor. Do you ever see that? No, he becomes there's this thing in like American politics where they have somebody called a Designated Survivor who'll be like a member of parliament, but they don't go to any parliament. It's normally the person lowest down on the totem pole, basically. They don't go to any parliament meetings or whatever, and it's basically the thing is that should all the parliament members get killed or blown up or something, one of them has to not be there, so he can then become the president. So this is what happens. The Capitol building gets blew up. Pure far-fetched, but it's good, like, it's enjoyable. But the whole thing I'm on about is during this whole show, the whole thing is like PR and like spin. You know, everything to do with the presidency is just about PR and about how you're perceived by the public. And so you see loads of like them like quickly trying to correct stuff, and you have to say this because it'll sound like you mean this. And that's the same sort of thing I think with like Tenacious D. They're just being all like, you have to do this here because this will look better, and if we ignore this, if we don't act on it, it's going to look bad on us, so we couldn't be bought. We don't want to do that. So that's what I think the whole thing is anyway.
Like, I do understand the comment, you know,
probably a poorly timed, slightly poor taste joke. Do you know what I mean?
Like next year probably would be like, you know what I mean? You can imagine something like South Park. Like, if I think about things like South Park and Family Guy, I mean, they've done some fucking...
South Park, I wonder how they're still on TV. Like, seriously. And theirs are always so current. It's not like it's like a week later, and like they'll touch anything. Do you know what I mean?
They'll probably have that next week.
Oh, 100%.
And then that's what I don't get. It's like South Park might bring that out in an episode next week and absolutely parrot it, and then but you know, this guy just says it on stage as a wee quick, you know, birthday joke, and
I
then
guess
it's
so like maybe a wee phrase they always use in Peep Show. It's like political correctness gone mad, kind of. It's like over the top kind of political correctness. But I don't know. That's I don't know how all this stuff works, so I don't.
But what do you think about the assassination?
What do I think about it? It was grand, hey, yeah. No, I hear.
You hope they don't miss next time.
I keep going away from the mic.
Oh, no, we're cancelled.
I'm not saying that in case
podcast is cancelled.
In case we get cancelled from our 20 listeners. But no, I don't know. It's I heard loads of conspiracy theories and all the boys saying like it was all set up, and how did this guy get so close to Trump without the Secret Service seeing him and all, which are all valid points, but I don't know. I try not to read too much on these things. News is like, you don't know what they believe anymore. You don't know where they, like, it used to be just you watch the news. When I was away, it was just like you watch the news and that was told you everything you need to know. But then as you get older, you realise there's a possibility that a lot of news is like have like agendas, and they won't present things as factually as they might be. Do you know that kind of way? Like a BBC certainly do it. Most of the...
And they all fucking do it.
They all, exactly. Do you know what I mean? So even that, it's like when you get older and you learn that you can't even trust the news that you, like, your man and dad would have swore by when they were younger, or when you were younger, you start to just be, I'd be well detached from it all now, like world events and stuff. Obviously... It's good. You always need to know what's going on in the world, and I do try and keep an eye, but between reading stuff on like social media and then watching, as people call, fake news and like biased news by like people like the BBC and all, I just sort of I just lose interest. Do you know what I mean? I don't really give a fuck. I've never been a big news, politically kind of driven person.
I don't either. Like, even the Trump thing, I think I found out about it like, you know, quite late on. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even know about it.
No,
I don't watch news. I don't get up. I don't check my phone. I saw people
talking about it in a group chat and WhatsApp. That's where I find out most things for first, and then I'll Google them for myself to be, what happened there? And be all right, but I never really care. I'm too busy with my own life.
The only news I look up is movie news. But then Instagram's ruined movie news. No, Instagram's ruined movies.
Right.
Because, you know what I mean, when there's a new movie about to drop, Instagram already has like everything about the movie ruined for you.
Oh, like
you can't help. You just see a post and it's like, you know, like when the new Spider-Man, No Way Home, I think it was
the Tom Holland ones,
and they didn't know that the other two, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, had returned. But the people were like really like breaking down the trailers and like trying to show you bits. You know, they completely ruined it and showed that there was, you know, these spaces where the Spider-Man probably were, but they had them CGI'd out or whatever, not inserted yet. I think like this keeps happening. They keep ruining like this new Wolverine and Deadpool movie. They just keep showing you like cameos, confirmed cameos, and you're like, no, I don't want to know who's in it. I want to go and watch it.
It used to be like when you watched the film. I even remember as far back as like even like watching the Austin Power films and all. Do you know what I mean? At the time, and you would have seen maybe an ad in the cinema at a different movie, but that's all you would have seen. And then like all these celebrities would pop up, at the start, and you'd be there's like such and such, and that was all. I was brilliant. Crap.
You didn't see anything. It was a surprise. Everything was a surprise. What do you call it? It's that availability of things now. Like even if there's a new TV show comes out, they just give you the full fucking series. Where back years ago, like you used to be like excited. You used to get one episode
every Wednesday night. It was like,
I get one next week. But everything's just like put out there for you. There's no, everything's just like, you know,
give me it
there's
all
an abundance.
Give me it all now, right now.
There's no like anticipation anymore.
No,
and then, you know, the internet's ruining all that shit. Like
the last show I actually watched like that, and it was still not really readily available anywhere. It's because it was an Irish show. But Love Hit, did you ever watch Love Hit? No, really good. There's the Dublin gangster kind of thing, but I watched that. I actually watched it a wee bit later. So the first maybe 2 or 3 seasons came out, and my mate had them on DVD, so he lent them to me, and I flew through them. They were class. And then seasons 4 and 5 were on Monday night at 9 o'clock on RTE. So we like all gathered in my brother's house, like me and my brother and a couple of my mates, a couple of his mates. Every night we'd go into his house and have a wee drink, get a big takeaway and all, and we'd sit and watch Love Hit. And we're all mad on this. Season 4 and season 5 were absolutely amazing. First couple of seasons were really good. Season 4 and 5 really figured itself out. But that's the last time I remember. It wasn't that long ago, maybe 10 years ago. That anticipation, like we're all get down there for about 8:30, and we're all sitting and the food's ordered, and we're like, and then see when it started, like nobody spoke, and then it got the first ad break, and everyone would be like, oh Jesus, you see that there, and maybe people run out for a quick smoke or like go to the toilet, and then back in, and it would be like, boom, part 2 starting, and that was like,
that's good. Like
that was the last wee time I remember of having like that, and then you had to wait a whole week, and you'd be like, oh, what's happening next week and all, blah blah, and you'd be texting boys during the week and all, can I wait for next week and all this here, but now it's just you watch 5 seasons of something in one day, and you don't even remember it. Then you're like, I don't even remember.
Well, you know me, like I'm not big on TV shows, more movies, but there is a show that I do love called Only Murders in the Building with Steve Martin.
I've heard
Martin
of it.
Short, Selena Gomez. So that there's the new Series 4 is out next month, but that they only give you 1 a week, and I love that. Because I still get that anticipation that like, oh my God, I can't wait till next week, because they always leave you in a fucking hangover, cliffhanger, and I'd be like, yes, I can't wait till next week, oh my God. No, you'd be like pure excited.
It's the society these days that just needs everything right now. I need all of it right now, and like in abundance. Like I think these shows are worried that if we don't release it all, they're going to get bored and watch something else. If they're waiting a week to watch episode 2 of ours, they could watch 2 seasons in one day of something else, and they'll probably just do that. Do you know what I mean? But no, I agree. I like watching TV shows like that. I like waiting a wee bit and kind of going, right, episode 2, and then you'd be like, what happened last week? And then sometimes you get that previously on Designated Survivor.
Recap.
But like me and Martin watched Designated Survivor, and I think there's like 22 episodes a season, and there's like 3 seasons, and they're like 40-minute long episodes, so it's a long old show. But we'll sit and watch like 3 or 4 and you don't even know which episode, when one episode ends and another one begins. You're just like watching it, and you're like, what's going on here now? Do you know what I mean? Like I think last night we watched like 3.5 episodes, and we didn't even mean to.
Of what again, sorry?
That Designated Survivor thing.
Oh, yeah,
what we're watching now, but it just keeps playing, and especially Netflix, before you even get a chance to turn it off, the next episode just starts, and you're just like, fuck, I'll watch it. Sure, why not?
See, I have nothing anymore. I have no streaming things.
No?
Like, I have Disney.
Yeah.
But I've got on this annoying... so I wanted to rewatch basically just Infinity War and Endgame, Marvel.
Yeah.
And I end up going... I don't know, like I could have just watched them and been happy watching them, but I'm like, no, I might as well watch all the Marvel movies.
Well, they actually have a thing.
Fucking stuck into them, and I'm like 6 movies, and I think I got up the Avengers movie, just the Avengers, the first one, and I'm like, why did I start this shit?
Doesn't it actually has it arranged where it's like
timeline
of like
that's
the
the
universe?
way I did it.
Is that the way you're watching it?
Yeah. But it's doing my head in, and the most annoying thing about it is that it doesn't have the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies on there. So I'm going to have to go out and source them out.
And see where they fall on the line too, sort of thing.
I don't have like all these things like Fire Sticks or anything, so I'm kind of buggered. But I'll just go to CEX or something. Just pick them up.
I know these Fire Sticks have become a necessity these days. Like, and even now these dodgy Fire Sticks that everyone has, like the chipped ones. Do you ever know? You just have everything. And like every time somebody says to me, "Oh, you should watch this show," I go, "Where'd you watch it?" And they go, "Dodgy Fire Stick." I go, "Well, I don't have one of them." So
is that what they said? Dodgy Fire Stick.
Dodgy Fire Stick. You basically remember getting like your PlayStation chipped and all, so you get like cheaper games and stuff. It's basically like that, but you basically just get. I think it's like some people have told it's like £70 a year. You pay this random boy, like you don't even see him or speak to him. Somebody gives you like a number and he thinks pure dodge, but you pay like £70 blindly to this boy. But he gives you a password to log into this thing. It tells you that to download on your Fire Stick, and it gives you a password and a username, and you log in and you have everything. I mean, when I say everything, I mean everything. Like you'd be hard pressed to find a movie, even movies like their movie in the cinema now, it'll be on your dodgy Fire Stick. Do you know what I mean?
Well, do you know what? There's another thing. I still love the fucking cinema. There's things I don't like about the cinema. I think we discussed them before. How basically, again, coming back to that whole like people on phones, like that anticipation we're talking about, where you all sat around and nobody speaks but there's people like on their fucking phones now during films. People are like treating the cinema like their living room because phones are always there and people don't even half watch shit anymore. They just be going,
but why bother going and paying money to sit and not watch the film? Do you know what I mean?
Well, remember I said about the time I told the guy to get off his fucking phone and shouted at him, but but do you know what I mean? Like that was extreme, that one. Like, but most of it I can ignore. But it was so funny last night. So we went to see, my friend John and I went to see Long Legs.
That's right. Yeah,
so Long Legs, Nicolas Cage movie. And I think I was telling you earlier, he looks like a mix between, for anybody that hasn't seen it, he looks like a mix between Mrs. Doubtfire and Michael Jackson. Like creepy as hell.
Old Michael Jackson.
And
as you said to me earlier, like Michael Jackson when his face was like ruined, because it's the only way to say it, his face was absolutely hammered. But
it was a good film, like aesthetically, like it looked amazing. It looked like the 1960s or something.
Was it proper like creepy, like scary?
Sort of like parts of it, but the start, like it was actually quite packed. Like it was one of the smaller screens. It's the Omniplex Equity, like, because I've got that wee Omnipass.
Right.
And it was quite packed for a like I haven't seen it that packed. It was like pure buzzing cinema for a change, which was good to see. And we were in there anyway. But that start part always makes me laugh because I got a wild fit of giggles. And then I'm the one making noise and I'm trying to like sustain this giggle.
What's the start, like the phone bit where it's like
it's, bleep, bleep, bleep. It's everybody. So do you know when the film, like, so you've got your ads and trailers and they're done, and then it goes to the part where they dim the lights, and then you're all and then the film brings up the sort of certification thing or whatever, and then everybody's just trying to open their sweets. It makes me laugh. And there was this guy, and I swear to God, he must have spent about the full minute of the intro trying to open this bag of fucking sweets. And I was trying to see what kind of sweets they were. I think they were Wheeler's Originals. Or whatever.
I remember him. Jesus, and, wouldn't thank you for one of them there.
It was just like it went on forever.
Like a rustling.
I could probably do it. That's all I heard there, like, and it just kept going on. I was like, give up.
And then when your people's eating them too, it's all like sucking away at them, and like
that's all you hear there, love. And then it kind of makes you, since I was in a fit of giggles, then like you can't even take a film seriously. No, it's a horror movie, like I'm horror, giggling. Jesus Christ,
Googling how to giggle.
Can't speak it, eh? But that really made me laugh. And there was like, since there was not one seat empty.
That's
so it was
strange, especially for like a Wednesday night, and you would say the lesser used cinema of there, you would say probably too, or maybe a lot of people are kind of fed up with how the bowling alley's always rammed, so they're going up there now.
I fuck a bowling alley. Hey, I hate that. I hate the bowling alley. I don't like that place at all. Like, I mean, it's great for what it is and what it provides, but I can't go near it.
I like the bowling alley. I love arcades, like arcade games and all, and I love bowling and I love playing pool, and like the wee man loves going to the wee venture castle and all, but it's just always too packed. That's my problem. I hit people. I'm bored with people. Like, I like people, but I hit big crowds of people when I wouldn't be bored with.
No, it's just wines everywhere, man. And then that sound, there's one of them machines that makes like a wee woo. Like
woo.
It does sound like that, yeah. You just keep hearing it, and I'm like, oh
God, shut up, eh?
I wish there was. I really want there to be like a bowling alley. An adult bowling alley in the town.
Just bowling.
And I don't mean like an adult one where there's like strippers or
like
something.
Like an erotic bowling alley.
like, just a bowling alley where like middle-aged men like myself go, and you can get a good Guinness maybe, and you can play some bowls.
You bring on your own ball and your own shoes and all, and you have like
that kind of thing.
A wee bowling club. I always watch the American TV shows like King of Queens. You ever watch King of Queens? You got a wee bowling team and all. That'd be a class crack. Like once a week you meet up, you have a few drinks, you play in our team for bowls and all.
What was that show? The guy had a bowling alley. He ran a bowling alley, but he was a lawyer. Stucky Bowl, it was called.
Stucky Bowl?
No, not the show. The Stucky Bowl.
I don't know. Hey?
It's like Ed or something. No, it wasn't Ed.
Bowling, no. When I think of like bowling shows, I think of like the Big Lebowski. They had a wee bowling team as well. No, I don't know.
It was a TV show.
Right.
And he was a paralegal or something. And then he came back to his hometown and he bought this like old bowling alley. And he just there was a wee office in the bowling alley, so he opened the bowling alley, but then he was doing like paralegal stuff for people.
Right, sounds good, but no, I don't know, hey.
It was out years ago.
But actually when I watch it now, it sounds pretty good.
In the noughties, I think.
Bowling and law.
A naughty bowling alley.
Naughty bowling alley.
But yeah, just as I say, like, is it an ice rink or something they're putting on? No, what is it? They're putting on mini golf.
Down the bowling alley?
What the fuck are the Simpsons doing? They're doing something.
God knows. I don't know. I mean, the ice rink comes and goes about once a year. They always have one around winter time. It's like they place it down there in the beside car park, and then they take it away again. Then, but I don't know.
No, mini golf, but I think
mini golf would be class.
They're doing a mini golf.
There, should have a mini golf place.
And then there was rumors they were doing a ice rink.
Like a permanent ice rink. I
think, but I don't know.
I actually like. I went. Do you remember the Jet Centre down in Coleraine? It was a wee place. Obviously, it's just like the bowling alley kind of. But I went ice skating down there when I was away, and I remember, never forget, my dad took me down, and I think it was me and my brother or something, and I was never done it before. So my dad and all had like, we had our skates on, and my dad was like holding my hand. I was only about 8 or 9. And he was like, Brendan, just like hold on to me now, do we see, until you get your feet and stuff like this here. So I was like, after about 2 minutes, I was kind of going all right and all. And I was all, I think I'm ready to let go now. And he was all right, no bar. So he let me go, and I went away off flying around. And then I looked back and my dad was just like holding on to the side, Jesus, couldn't hack it. But anyway, that was grand, done that there, and then never ice skated again until about maybe 10 years later. I was down, maybe less than 10, but I joined this group called Reach Across.
Right.
They're like a wee cross community group in Derry and all, and they took us down one time to Dundonald, the down outside Belfast, like a big ice rink down there. And I was slabbering away to everybody in the bus, being all, I'm class at ice skating. Like I'd done it before. My dad, like we thought I was going to be shite at it, but I'm actually amazing at it and all. And then I got down there, and I put on my skates, and whenever it happens, when you get a wee bit older, it just doesn't work. I was out and I just stood away. My feet just like buckled, and I just fell straight away. And every time I went to stand up, I just fell. I did about 2 laps, fell about 10 times, and just took my things off and just sat out waiting for everybody. Everybody slagged me and all. But I thought I was going to be class, and I was absolutely shite.
No, do you know what? I have a pure fear that when you're in a ice rink, that I'll fall and my hands will go out
your fingers,
and somebody will like chop them off.
Yeah, that's in something. I've seen that in something.
And then I won't get to do art ever again.
Right.
No, you still can. I could use my mouth for something.
You could do blotting.
But
like dip your stump in.
You could. Or I could use my mouth for my toes.
You'd probably still be a better fucking artist than me.
There's people do that and they're better artists than me.
What? With their toes?
Use their feet and everything in their mouths.
Art's all subjective. You could just... Yeah. You could sell it for millions. You never know.
But don't even been a nice rink for that reason.
No, I think they're for the young and for the lumber. Neither of which I am anymore. Excuse me. What else have you been at?
What else have I been at?
You were on the Guinness last night.
I was. We were in. We do CO cinema. There was something I was going to expand on something there, and I can't fucking remember.
Getting your fingers chopped off in your ice skating?
Something in the vein of that. Not my fingers, but anyway, we do CO cinema, so we bring a wee sneaky craic into the cinema.
Interesting. Like a wee hip flask.
It's good crack, yeah. You see my wee hip flask.
I did see your wee hip flask.
Bring that in. wee bit of brandy.
Class.
John brings wine.
Just swigging away.
Wine blanc.
Wine blanc. What's that?
Sauvignon Blanc.
White wine.
And we're quite discreet. Do you know what I mean? We're not sitting there. We're not fucking yobs. We're not doing this. You know.
Pure yobs, pure scumbags rustling their packaging too loudly in the cinema.
We're quite discreet, but sometimes like we have like drank a wee bit more and you get really giggly. Especially if you're watching in a cage film, like. But and then we usually go to Sandino's for a couple of Guinness after. It's lovely. It's a nice wee like transition. There's
certain countries where you can actually like order beer in the cinema.
Nah. See, again, this is the I know why they're doing it. They're doing it because cinema is falling in numbers. Like,
big time.
Cinema is
illegal streaming is just killing it.
So they're trying to come up with new ideas to keep the clientele, but everything they seem to be doing is just annoying my fucking it's just annoying my balls, right?
You're like an old school cinema lover. Do you know what I mean? So you always love going to the cinema.
It's just because, so this is the next thing then, they bring drink in it, right? Because drink for me has ruined things for me and things that I've went and seen. Like,
you couldn't do it here in Derry. It would turn on the whole handle.
But I was at an orchestra once, the London Symphony Orchestra, and there was people drinking, like coming in, falling over the place with fucking pints, and I was like, why he's here? Like, why didn't you just go out the fucking town? Why are you getting full at an orchestra?
Like, I know what you mean.
But I do sound like an old man, don't I?
No, I know what you mean. It's like I somewhat agree, but I think it's more about. I don't think like if you like, there's plenty of people who'd probably go and sit and watch an orchestra and have like a wee beer, a couple of glasses of wine, and not act a whack, and that's grand. But it's the big loudmouth people that like ruin it for everyone else.
Oh, these are people stumbling on my fucking pints, big plastic cups full of pints, like. But this is the cinema thing too, and I've seen it. I know there's one in Belfast, isn't it? It's one in Belfast, big fancy seats and all, but then and they bring you in food and all too, like pizza, and I'm just like, no, it's for me, it's more people getting up. It's just people getting up. It's fucking congestion now, and it's traffic.
Because if you're serving drink
and then you're trying to watch the film, you're all
the drink.
Get out of my way.
The drink becomes the main event. The film's just like on in the background. Whereas people are just, go and get a pint. Hey, do you want a pint, Tommy? You want a pint out? No, it's here, and you're just like, oh fuck, I'm trying to watch Nicolas Cage. Looking like Michael Jackson. Do you know what I mean?
But see, I know I sound kind of contradicting myself here because I was in the cinema last night with drink.
But enough for you. I was drinking brandy.
But I had a half flask, right? And then I was just sipping. And then I didn't have to leave once for the toilet because it's only like, what's a half flask like? It's only like
a half bottle,
300 milliliters.
And I doubt you drank the whole thing, or did you?
I fucking did.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I fucking did. Had to get it down me before I went to Sunday now.
See, I couldn't sit and drink straight brandy, I don't think. Suppose if you're sipping it, it's grand, like, do you know what I mean?
I love it.
I'd probably go out and get a wee small Coke and be like, I got on there, do you know what I mean? My brother actually used to work, funny enough, you're talking about cinemas, he used to work, or Paddy, he used to work out in Australia in this big cinema, and it was like a big fancy kind of upper class cinema, if you will. So basically, people wore like shirts, like suits and like dresses, to it and all, like families, right? Like evening came out for hang, and you got a big round table, and it was like a 3-course meal, and then they showed a film, but people would like, order drinks to the table and all, so he'd be like standing at the side watching the film. He said it was one of the best jobs he ever had. It was amazing. You got really good tips too, but like it was all done. He says like during the film there wouldn't be a sound. Do you know what I mean? Everyone would be like sitting. There would be like always like a big, wouldn't be like a wee Adam Sandler film. It was all these kind of like art house and films you get here, but it's obviously the kind of clientele that always came to it. But you get that the big city like Sydney, you'll get enough people to do something like that. Do you know what I mean? But he said it was great. Like these people got a proper like fine dining lunch and then just watch the film from their table. Sounds a bit weird to me, to be fair, but why not? But we couldn't do it in there. It would just turn into the whole handle. People would be throwing stuff at each other and all, and boys would be going over to our tables and pulling chairs over and all, and like just acting a whack. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know it was a bad time for cinema? When laser pens were out. Laser fucking pens. I remember going to see Titanic. So it must have been like 12 or something. And laser pens were fucking everywhere at this point. And it was just laser pens all over the screen. And especially when Kate Winslet, there was that scene where she gets like naked in it. It was just like laser pens all over her like breasts and all. And it was just like, come on. Even I was 12 and I was like,
move the laser pens. I want to see.
It wasn't even that. It was like, don't be so annoying. Childish.
You used to get them like shining on people's windows and all. You remember that there? And there was ones you could get where like the laser pen was like a wee silhouette.
Like a wee
woman.
Picture.
Or like, do you know what I mean? You shine on people's living room windows and all.
I've still got one. I've got one somewhere, but do you know why? Because they're a great toy for a cat.
Oh, right, because they follow the wee dot.
Yeah. So I was torturing my cat with it one day. It was great.
Yeah.
And then brought it to cinema and was shining it on the screen.
Is this a cat you had, or is this the cat that hangs outside
that cat that was out accompanying you for a cigarette?
You would think it was your cat, the way he goes on.
I think she thinks she's my cat.
Does somebody own her? Like, actually, do you know who owns her?
Apparently the owner brought it up here like I would say like 15 years ago. I'm not even joking.
Right.
That cat is timeless. Like, so the owner apparently had followed the owner up here like 15 years ago. And it just stayed. And it's just been living on the street.
So since. Owner doesn't live here?
Owner doesn't live here, no.
Right. So that cat's just literally bit them out. So it basically is your cat because you feed it and give it water, don't you?
Yeah, and it bees in my coal shed. It's got a wee bed in my coal shed.
So not your cat then. Does it have a name?
I had it on for a while, right? Now this is a stray cat and it's been outside for its entirety.
It's a nice wee cat though.
But
it's friendly.
Oh, it's so affectionate.
That is.
But it kept shitting everywhere or something. It kept doing something everywhere and I had everything for it. Like, but it just, there was times I was coming home and it was like 3 things all over the house. And my good carpet too. I only got my carpets on at the time too. And it had them ruined. And I was just all, I can't have you at them. Sorry.
You're class crack, but no, you're not mine.
And at this point, it was on the street for about 10 years. So I was like, well, you did pretty well out in the street for the last 10 years.
Cats are survivors. Like a cat will last, no bar, killing mice and birds and rats and stuff like that.
So I had it on for about 3 months. Just didn't work out.
Fair enough.
But I always think, should I bring her back on for like end of life? But then cats can live till they're 25, so I'll wait for another 5.
Can they?
5 or 6 years.
Didn't know that.
And then I'll bring her on.
I thought they had a similar lifespan of dogs.
Like no, it's like up to 25 years.
What's the oldest the dogs ever lived? Do you know that?
I don't know.
I don't know why you would know that. I don't know why I'm asking you, as if you would know.
It's far less, isn't it?
Well, like I'd say, I'd be very surprised to hear a dog was over like 15, 16 maybe. No?
Sounds about right.
My dog, we actually had my dog. We had a childhood dog. It was called Shane, a class dog. We got him when I think I was about 3 or 4. I was terrified of him at the start. And he was only a wee pup too. But we got him when I was like 3 or 4 and he died when I was 18. So we had him a good old chunk as well. I think we actually got him for free. I think the house my man and dad, the house I grew up in, the house my man and dad still live in, was both they bought it when it was getting built kind of thing. So the street was brand new. And there was like a night watchman on the site who would have been just nighttime security, making sure nobody was stealing stuff and whatever. And my dad obviously been up at the site a lot of times, seeing the house or whatever, would have got quite friendly with him.
Yep.
Whatever happened then, this night watchman guy was like to my dad, he said, "Hey, don't suppose you want a dog? A wee pup?" My dad was all, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "I've got a dog here and she just had a litter of like 9 pups and we're basically just looking to give them away to good homes." Do you know that kind of way? So I think my dad said that my ma didn't want it and like nobody else wanted it. My sister was dying for it. So she was like, "I'll look after him and all blah blah blah, going, please can we get it?" So we got him and it was a very unique kind of mix. So I think it was like a half collie, quarter black Labrador, quarter husky. So he was gorgeous looking. He had like black back and like kind of blonde under fur and a wee sort of husky looking face. But he was just, and that was, I always say, because I used to laugh about it, there was no dog, there's no like, he was like what's called a mutt, so a mixture of different breeds, so he had quite a unique look. But every so often I'd be up at town, like when my dog was alive and even after, for years, I'd be up at town, I'd be like, "That's my dog." I'd be like, Shane, come here. And he like, wouldn't take me on. And it would obviously be one of his brothers or sisters, because there was like 9 of them, because they looked exactly like my dog, but like, no other dog looked like that. You know what I mean? It's very distinctive where the colours were and how the face looked and all. So I could used to always tell, I was, "Oh, that's one of your wee siblings there, 100%. Do you know what I mean? But he was a cracker wee dog. We never had another dog after it then. He was like part of the family.
We had dogs when we were wee, but I have one memory of a dog. We had one called Boxer. It's like a black dog. And I remember being on a pram. I have this very early memory of being on a pram. I think I spoke about it before in the podcast.
And rolling down top of Fountain Hill or something.
That's it. And, there was, it was raining and I had the rain guard over me. And the dog was just standing beside me. But it must be true because it was there when we were wee.
That is a very early memory.
But we that actually is. But we were like, to my dad one day, like, "Why haven't we had a dog since?" Like, and he was like, "Oh, we've had fucking dogs and you didn't pay attention to them." So, and I was like, because we were fucking 2 and 3.
No.
You know what I mean? But we never had a dog. Like, I never had a dog in my actual more memorable years, if you know what I mean. Like,
I'm the same. We never had one since.
Conscious.
But I wouldn't have wanted one. We were wild sort of He had Shane for so long, and he really was a part of the family. He was brilliant. I'm actually now in my later years of life, like I still love dogs, but I can't be around them anymore because I've like developed this kind of allergy to dogs. Not like I wouldn't say I'm allergic to dogs, but there's definitely like an irritation. See, if I'll pet a dog, which I do all the time, I never learn my lesson. If I go to my mate's house and he's got any one of my mates, a couple of wee dogs, whatever, I'll pet the wee dog, and then that's grand. But I'll start getting all like, my nose will get all blotchy, and my face will get itchy, and my throat will start getting dry. And see, if I like scratch myself with the hand I petted the dog with, I'll start going all red and stuff. So I probably am allergic to dogs, but I never was with Shane. Like I used to give him hugs and like wrestle with him and all. Never bothered me. It's
wasn't
just
a dog. Like, he was an alien.
Maybe. But he was class. But he used to be able to, I swear to God, he used to be able to like read you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a big dog, so he was basically an outside dog. And we had a big massive kennel with like bedding and all and stuff. When it was like one day or really cold, we brought him inside to the utility room. But he basically lived outside. Do you know what I mean? Like a sweet thing out the back. But when I used to come home from school, I'd be the first home from school. So I'd walk up the hill, and I used to always go around the back because he was obviously around the back. So I'd go around the back with back door key. And I swear to God, see days where I was like, it's a Friday afternoon, you're pure buzzing going up a hill. I'd like come up and be all like, I wouldn't even say anything, but he would just come, he would look at me, come bouncing over and like jump up, and I would like grab him and wrestle with him, headlock and all this here, crack me. But see, if I'd had a really bad day and I was like coming home from school, I was miserable, I was like annoyed about something, I'd walk up a hill in the exact same way before I'd even had a chance to be all Shane or whatever. He would just like look, and he would just walk up to you very slowly and kind of just like put his head up and like almost like give you like a wee hug or whatever. And he pure was able to read from like 20 feet away, read what kind of reaction you needed from him. Do you know what I mean? It was brilliant. That's why he had that wee emotional bond with him. And after when he died, I was 18 when he died, I think, or maybe 17, 18. But we basically had to get him put down. And my dad told me we were going to have to get him put down. He's got a tumour in his foot, and it was time, and he was old as fuck. He was getting no sore and all that there. But no, it was an emotional wee time. Hey, and after that, I was like, nobody in our family would have wanted a dog again. Do you know what I mean?
Go through that again, like.
He was class. Just leave it at that. Wee Shane.
I want a dog, but it just, it's one of those things, you can't be selfish. Like if I had a dog, so sometimes when I work, a lot of my shifts are back to
you
back.
work long days and you be away overnight sometimes and stuff.
So I'll be away for basically 39 hours. From my home, like, so if I had a dog,
see, that's not fair to a dog. No, I know what you mean. And
I know my parents live across the street, but it's still not the same. Like they don't want a dog. Like you can't leave a dog. Like they don't want a dog. No, so you can't leave them a dog. But like if there was if I worked from home, I'd probably have one already. Because
a dog does, that's like a baby, it needs your full attention. And the only difference between a dog and a baby, or the main difference between a dog and a baby grows up eventually, but a dog's always going to need that wee, like, you know what I mean? Like a Wayne will grow up and be a child and then be all, I'm away out to play football, but the dog's going to be all like, Sean, what's the crack? What are we doing? Like always, do you know what I mean?
I know this dog would be my best friend. It would. I would get a side cart for my bicycle. And stuff like that. Like I would, it wouldn't be off my knee because I'd probably do a lot of art at the computer. So it would just always be on my lap or something. And it would be a wee sausage dog, black and tan, or black and caramel. We'll say that instead.
Black and tan.
And I want to call it Cusack. After John Cusack.
After Big JC.
I have this has been this has been sorted for years in my head, like years and years, maybe even decades. But I want a sausage dog called Cusack.
There you go.
And it's just going to be the greatest thing ever, but obviously I just can't do it right now.
No. Well, the opportunity presents itself. It won't always be the same.
I got offered, I swear to God, see when I moved in this gaff, I wasn't even moved in yet. I was still like renovating and I had about 3 months of renovating to do. And I was offered to rehome a dash hunt that was 5 years of age.
Right.
Is
that the one with the big floppy ears and the big like puffy cheeks?
Just like a wee sausage dog.
Oh, is it? Right. I'm thinking of something else.
So, no, wee sausage dog, short haired.
I don't know my dog breeds.
So,
really?
I just think they're the cutest fucking thing ever. But I was offered to rehome one. And it was 5 years of age, and it was a female dash hunt, and it was my dream dog. And I just had to say no because, again, under the circumstances, I was renovating a house. Took like 3 months. It wouldn't have been a great environment to bring the dog in.
No,
but my day will come.
Sorry,
Chucky our dog.
Throat's hammered. Chucky our dog.
Chucky our dash.
Our day old dog.
Dash
Dashhound Arla. That's just Dashhound will come. I suppose that makes sense. Dashhound Arla. Oh jeez.
So yeah, I can't wait.
Tell me this as well.
Can't wait.
You heard any good new music recently? Me and you always chat music, so may as well give some for our listeners too.
Right, let me see. Oh yeah. Oh,
we got one, folks. We got one.
I wonder if, well, I'll say Cigarettes After Sex, who you know I love. And I've seen live several times. They just dropped their new album X's.
Right.
Not as in X like ex-girlfriend, just X.
X. Oh, just
X,
the letter
plural.
X. Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's, you know, they don't really divert from, they've got a very unique
They've kept
sound,
their style going just.
and that's the fourth album now, I think. So they've kind of just, there's nothing, do you know what I mean? They don't really experiment. Like they do different things with that genre or their own wee style, but it kind of
sometimes that's good though. I think sometimes bands try too hard to change between albums, and just if you're good at something, keep doing it if that's who you are. Do you know what I mean?
But you want that, as you say, you do want that.
There's very few bands who can like change their kind of genre and change their thing and still maintain their credibility. Like Radiohead being an example, they're one of the only bands who I would like who have done that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
funny enough, I listened to In Rainbows the other day because I heard a song from it. I was all I needed to listen to the song.
Beautiful.
And then it was all,
what song was it?
Was it something like Getaway or something, or No. I don't know, but it's the album and it has Nude and all on it.
Nude's brilliant. And Rainbows, every song on the album's brilliant.
What you call the song, but I just heard it on an Instagram fucking post or something. I was all, what's that again?
All I Need now.
It could be that. I think it's that.
Beautiful each.
I knew it was like a couple of words. But I'll tell you what, new music, a band I just fucking... So I actually seen them live before I heard them. So I was at Stendhal.
That's right.
I got to go to Stendhal there a couple of weeks ago, and I went with work, and we were there on the Friday, and I actually got a weekend pass. So I would have been stupid not to go back. So I obviously had to come home.
You were only working there on the Friday, but Saturday you were off, but you still had this pass?
Obviously I had to come back on Friday because we had to bring our service user back to his home. Like, so, and then I was working till 11. So, but the next morning I got straight up, went to Stendhal. Didn't even I just went myself. It was all, I can't miss this. Like I've been wanting to go for years. Brought a tent and everything, but I didn't even put it up because I just wanted to get straight in and start watching bands and stuff. So I ended up just sleeping in my car that night. It was fucking grand. Like, but two bands I seen that day that totally blew me away.
Right.
There was a lot of bands that I missed on the Friday because we had to leave at about 5, like Problem Patterns and Cherem and Parker and stuff, but some fantastic local acts like Problem Patterns are from Belfast, I think. Right. But two bands I seen that day. So there was a band called Chubby Cat. Right. And absolutely fucking brilliant musician.
What kind of genre would you...
I can't even explain it. It's very... I don't know. I can't even...
Right.
Alternative? I don't know.
That's what you say.
It's probably the wrong. Probably not doing it any justice. So they were brilliant. And then later that night, then there was a band called Father Son.
Father Son?
I think you would really like Father Son.
Right.
Father Son. And I had never heard of these guys. And obviously the people that I ended up, like my friend Graham and stuff, like in Ailish, we ended up like going and see these bands then and together, and I think it was they were on about this band Father Son, and I was like, well, I'll go over and get a wee look anyway, and we went over, and I swear to God, every song just had me like I was just in awe.
Really?
Do you know what I mean? Like it was like, what the shit? It's three fellas, and they made a lot of fucking noise for a 3-piece. And there's something I love about that. I don't know, because I was on a 3-piece.
Was it just like guitar, bass, drums, and vocals?
Yeah, basically. And I mean, a lot of noise. They made a lot of noise, and I was like, "This is fantastic." So I was straight on their albums.
Where are they from?
Is it Scotland or?
Right.
Are they Scottish or are they English?
Why a lot of good Scottish bands too.
Just they could be Scottish, you know.
Scottish bands I always think have this wee sound about them. It's just the ones I like anyway. Just fucking brilliant. Something like deeper in it or something.
And oh my god, like first album, brilliant. Like so, I've been on them, and I was on them for about a week steady after Stand-Up. Like literally went through their whole discography.
I can't fucking
discography.
Discography. That's right there.
So went through the entire catalog like of their stuff and was like, this is brilliant.
Class.
So
I'll give them a go.
There you go, Father Son.
Father Son.
And Chubby Cat.
Chubby Cat.
Unfortunately, there's no album, but there's tracks up on Spotify. But I don't think she actually has, or they have an album out yet. So
they are brand new. Like Chubby Cat.
Waiting for that one for devs if they do that. But they've loads of tracks up there, so get a wee.
Sorry, I keep having to lean away from the mic and get a drink of water. My throat's just something going on with my throat.
So what about you? New bands, new music?
Not really. Well, the last new album I heard from somebody new, not even sure if it is a new album, was the one you told me to listen to. Your man Kevin Crotney or whatever. Brilliant wee album. I especially love that song, Keep Falling in Love. That's like become one of my favourite songs. It's absolutely fucking brilliant. But this is like, people are going to laugh at this because this is so old. But it's relatively new to me. For some reason, the band Stereophonics, right? Always knew them, always liked a few of their songs, never thought much of them, always thought Kelly Jones was a great singer and all, blah, 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 but I never really gave them the time of day, to be honest. And I think just recently, Fenton or somebody on the podcast had mentioned their first album, Word Gets Around, and I was like, I've never actually heard that album, because I looked at the album then on Spotify, and I always do just flick through Spotify and just nosy at albums, like download albums, I'll listen to that later or whatever. So I remember going on, they look at it, and I didn't recognise any of the tracks. I was like, geez, I don't know any of these songs. Right. So last week we got back from London. I think it was the next day. Marianne went out somewhere. I think she went down there. Her man and dad's were away, and so I was in the house my home. So I was doing a bit of dishes and cleaning up, and I always put on my wee speakers. And I was like, no, when you just don't know what you want to listen to. I normally listen to, like, I'll make loads of playlists on Spotify. So normally like different moods and stuff, like upbeat or kind of chilled or whatever. Yep. But I just didn't know what I want to listen to. So I was like, I'll listen to a wee album. And I was like, do you know what? I'll listen to that first Stereophonics album. I put it on. I'm on the fucking unbelievable album. Do you ever listen to it? No.
What's on it again? What's the single?
Like the first, I'd say I didn't know any of the actual songs. Like I knew some of them to hear, but I didn't recognize any of the titles. The first song on it is called A Thousand Trees. Right. The wee line is like, it only takes one tree to make 1,000 matches. It only takes one match to burn 1,000 trees. And then there's like, I think it's Local Boy in the newspaper.
See, that's the one I know that.
But hey, it's a fucking brilliant album, and especially for you because it's a lot more kind of post-punk punky than I would have thought they were, and like their newer stuff was more sort of light, and this one's really like, it's almost like a Green Day-esque, Blink-182-esque kind of, but like with really good vocals, and really a fucking brilliant album. Get it on.
I'll give it a go.
The first song, A Thousand Trees, is an incredible album opener. For that to be their first album, I was Jesus, I have a lot, not that I didn't have respect for them, but I have a lot more respect for them as a band now. They're a brilliant fucking album. Loved it.
It's funny because it wasn't until like Performance and Cocktails, I think it's their second album.
When they got really big. Dakota, you still hear Dakota about 5 times a day on the radio, like, and it's a good song, but this stuff was like far more raw, I thought, and far more like probably what they wanted to do. Do you know what I mean?
Performance and Cocktails was pretty... Like it was like an all killer, no filler.
Oh, I know.
That was a good album. Like.
When you select all the hits from it, they're brilliant. They're one of my favorite covers of all time. Their version of Handbags and Glad Rags.
Yeah.
Amazing too.
Is that on that first album? No, it's on a third or something, isn't it?
It's one of the later ones.
It's not on Performance. It's on it's like a green cover.
But brilliant. One of my favourite covers. That's another thing we could talk about someday. We're actually sort of nearly running out of time here tonight. But that's what we should do some night. Favourite covers. Favourite like cover versions of songs.
I know mine straight away.
Go.
Wild Horses.
You played this by the Sundays?
Yeah,
the Rolling Stones song. I remember you played that the day before. It's class, eh?
Harriet Wheeler, the singer, just like got this like hauntingly beautiful voice. And I just remembered, speaking of like beautiful female singers, like what do you call her? Eddie Reader is playing in Christchurch or something.
My ma's a big fan of her. She saw her a couple of years ago in the Forum too. She's an amazing voice.
She's playing now on the 26th of July.
Really?
I'm probably going to get a ticket.
I don't think it's sold out. Next Friday, I think.
I saw the god. I know I'm off anyway, and I was all, I should really go to this because I was flat out on her stuff. Like
she's really good.
When I was in Sicily, that time I went to Sicily. My friend had all these, my friend Anthony that came along, he had all these like albums on a memory stick or something. And he was like, do you want any of these? They put on your, it was iPods back then. I still had a wee iPod Nano. Yeah. And I stuck these albums. I was like, who the fuck's Eddie Reader? And I swear to God, like went through.
She's brilliant. She's some singer. My ma's a big, she's Scottish, isn't she?
Aye. Yeah. 5 or 6 albums, and it was incredible stuff.
For anybody listening who doesn't know who she is, you know the one she sings, It's Got to Be perfect. Yeah, great tune. But she's obviously got a lot more stuff in that too.
So
but,
that band was called the Fairground Attraction.
Fairground Attraction, is right.
So I have their album as well. It's very good. With that song on it.
Her voice is unbelievable.
But that's not their best song.
No, it's just the one that most people will know. Do you know what I mean?
And have you ever listened to another? Because I love female singers. Like I
got a cracker album for you then. Go ahead.
I prefer female vocals over male vocals. Kirsty MacColl. She has some cracker albums, especially Titanic Days.
I've never really went on their albums as such. Yeah. No, I've heard the hits and stuff, but no.
Incredible albums. She's brilliant too.
I don't know why I haven't, because I've always enjoyed her stuff, you know. But Kirsty she was brilliant. She's obviously just most well known for Frailty in New York, but she did a lot more stuff than that before that too.
And then like Sixpence None the Richer is one of my favorite. Like they had the album obviously self-titled that had Kiss Me on it.
Yeah.
But see the album after that, Define Discontent, that is one of my favorite albums of all time. Like I love bands like that too. The whole album, just start to finish, there's not one bad song on it.
No.
And they do a really amazing cover. Actually, speaking of covers too, of Don't Dream It's Over.
Oh really? Yeah, Crowded House, great song too.
Brilliant.
That'd be a nice wee one to cover.
So what was the album you're going to say?
Well, it's not a band as such, but it's just one of the best female voices you'll hear from the 70s. Linda Ronstadt.
Ronstadt.
Album called Heart Like a Wheel. Right. Unbelievable.
Stick it on the old.
Oh man, get it on. And there's a song in particular. Again, I always like to highlight one song that stuck out to me most when I first listened to the album. Just vocally, absolutely incredible. A song called what the fuck? Faithless Love, I think it's called. The whole album's brilliant. Her voice is brilliant. She's a great singer. She actually did. Random fact, she did a song with Paul Simon on the Graceland album. Right. She does backing vocals in Under African Skies. Don't know if you know that song. Beautiful song too.
I've got that album on cassette or something, but I can't find it.
Brilliant wee song. It's me and Marianne's wee song. That's like the song me and her bonded over and done all them years ago.
Is that the wee? Is that going to be the wedding song?
Definitely will be.
Brilliant. I need to hear it then.
Beautiful wee song, but she does backing vocals now. She's very famous in her own right too. But that album, her vocals are absolutely amazing. There's a wee bit. I swear, because my ma's a big fan. My ma loves her music too. Me and my ma always talk about music. And I was saying there about Linda Ronstadt. She goes, "Oh, of course, I love Linda Ronstadt." She was like, she grew up listening to like her and like Emily Harris and like even like Dolly Parton and all these amazing like female singers.
Joni Mitchell too,
big time, 100%. My dad's a big fan of Joni. But there's this wee bit in her like in one of her songs. I think it might be in that Faithless Love where she does this big long like really high note, and then like without stopping or taking a breath, takes it up on like an hour wee octave, and it's just incredibly, just pure impressive. You never hear people singing like that anymore. Do you know what I mean? Especially like obviously you do these singers, but singers these days, all like female and male too, singers in like the pop charts and all, they all sing in the same wee kind of forced, weird, unnatural fucking accent / it's like, well, I don't know, it just
they do words good. Like
they must pronounce words kind of the wrong way.
I'm not into that. There's something about it. I don't know. It's as you say, it's forced or something.
It's forced and just sounds unnatural. That's why you listen.
Not to demean them. Like
it's just a new style that we're not into. But when you listen to somebody like Linda Ronstadt, just a pure voice, it's just incredible. It just rolls out of your mouth too. And you watch her live, it's like she's not even trying. It's just like just belts out these amazing big notes.
Do you know who's also brilliant? There's some of these artists, like it's ones we know, but you would never think, because the majority of people probably only heard songs on the radio. But like Cerys Matthews from Catatonia, like see the Catatonia albums, they're brilliant. See the other tracks, the ones that are
the ones that aren't released, exactly.
Like they're brilliant. Like I was big on the Catatonia and some cracker tunes. And then who's that other person I was going to mention there? Just in the same kind of it's an album I was flat out on a couple of months ago even. Shaznay Lewis from the All Saints.
Right.
She brought out a new album like quite recently, like a couple of months ago, and it's just cracker. Like
All Saints were class too. Some good tunes, good singers.
When I was listening to that Shaznay Lewis album, it's like that could have been like she did the right thing. She did it. It's brilliant the way she did it. But if she wanted, she could have made that a pretty cracker All Saints album. But I'm glad she did it on her own.
Did it herself.
Because she didn't need the other girls, but
no,
it would have been, I was like, Jesus, this would have been a cracker All Saints album. Like, but it's brilliant the way it is.
We 4-part harmonies and stuff.
Yeah. She like, it's an all killer, no filler. Every track on it, I was just hooked. Like,
You know, talk about female bands too, or female lead singers. Letters to Cleo. There we are.
Of course.
Is it When Did We Get Here, or Why Did We Do That, or something? What do you call that?
His first album.
I think so. It's the one we like. What do you call it? Like Come On, like one of my favorite songs. Theirs, and the one. What was their other big one? I think it's a cover too. Is it? It's not. I Want You to Want Me.
No, I Want You to Want Me. It's not on that.
No, but it's another big song of theirs, which I think was a cover. Jesus, what song was it now? Cruel to Be Kind. Cruel to Be Kind in the Right Measure.
I think that's on. Is it like a grenade in the front cover?
It's like Why Did We Do That? I think it's called. I think anyway.
It's their album Go. They have an album called Go.
Right.
When I was in America when I was 15, I got it. It was the first CD I bought in America.
Right.
When I was over there. And the only CD, I think, and I brought it back. And that and Incubus, Make Yourself.
Oh, what an album. Make Yourself. Brilliant.
But that Letters to Cleo album, it's, again, every track on it. It's my summer album.
2 albums you just mentioned. I still listen to them regularly.
So that Letters to Cleo again, what do you call her? Kay Hanley. She's brilliant. She actually ended up, for quite a lot of her career, she toured as Miley Cyrus's backup singer.
Really? Yeah.
She's got that kind of like... really poppy, kind of almost like cartoony.
That wee American-y. I know what you mean now.
But she was, she toured with Miley Cyrus for a long time doing like backing vocals. But she's brilliant too. Like,
should have been the other way about.
They're still together. I'd love to see them.
No, a great wee band. I first came to know who they were in 10 Things I Hate About You. They were in she's actually in that. They appear too in the wee prom or whatever it is.
No, they're in the prom and they're in the club. Remember, he goes to the club.
That's what I meant, the wee club. And she comes down and sings to her because he like knows her or something. And then they're on the roof of the school at the end of the thing playing I Want You to Want Me. Class.
But they do play the prom too. Like.
Oh, they do. Yeah, no, they do. Oh no, I don't think they do. I think it's a different female-led band, because I can picture the woman singing at the prom and it ain't her.
The dark haired. But I thought they came on or something.
They do. I think they do come on.
Halfway through or something.
They do. You're right.
Brilliant, but and that album or that film, of course, too.
It's one of my
in the
favorites.
cinema.
I fucking love it.
In the cinema last week.
Was it?
I know I didn't get a chance. Like,
unreal. I've seen it a million times, but I would watch it a million more. It's a great.
It's a good thing to look out for in the cinema. Not going back to cinema chat, like, but they keep doing this. Bring it back. So like last week, it was like Jaws, and like Jaws, 1975 Jaws, and 10 Things I Hate About You, and a couple other ones.
Because there's certain films that you'd love to watch in the cinema again. Do you know what I mean?
But I watched 10 Things not that long ago, and I was all, no, I'm not going to watch that again. Like,
it's always on like Film 4, and if I come across it and there's nothing on, I'll just keep it on, because I still think it's like, I watched it as a way and loved it, but I still find it very enjoyable.
That soundtrack of that's brilliant too. You've Garbage. Yeah. What do you call it? Stupid Girl, is it that song?
Stupid Girl. And you have Sexy Boy by Air, when he throws all the posters down the thing.
It's fucking brilliant. And Semisonic.
That's brilliant. Amazing. Love that song too.
That's a good album too, like with Closing Time and
that's right, yeah.
Singing in Your Sleep and stuff like that on it.
What are songs? There was an hour song that used to be in 10 Things I Hate About You too. I always loved as well. Can't remember it now.
What part? Is it when
it's like it's not that. I was thinking that too, but it's like it starts off really slow and it's like outside by the window, and then it goes like and that there. I don't even know what song it is, but it's just I remember. That's right. Class.
And then Joan Armatrading.
Joan Armatrading. What a beautiful song. What do you call it? The Weakness in Me or something. In and quickly I love. My man loves her too. Joan, she's amazing. Listen to her album too. I think it's called. It's the same name as the song on it. Is it called Love and?
While you're thinking, I'm going to
Love and Affection, I think it's called. Brilliant album too.
I'm almost sure Joan was in the Millennium Forum there last year or this year.
She played recently anyway.
Like, how do these people?
She's class.
See, when these bands, like I told you about. So my friend sent me this like poster or whatever on Instagram or whatever, like a post, and like it was a band that's playing the Guildhall.
That's right.
On Halloween night. And when I first seen it, I was like, nah, is this a tribute band or something?
Has to be a typo.
Like this could be right. And this is a band that I have loved since I was about 14 or 15. So much that I traded. So they have an album called God Shuffled His Feet. And I traded this for my copy of Dookie, which was like gold dust.
It's like album royalty there.
I traded Dookie because that's the only album he wanted for God Shuffled His Feet. And obviously the band's Crash Test Dummies. And the song is that that's in the Dumb and Dumber song.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's a cracker album, but I have all their albums. Like all their albums are cracker. Like what do you call they've won, what do you call that album? A Worm's Life.
Right.
And Crash and Burn and stuff like that. But like I just couldn't get over the fact that they're coming to the Guildhall. The Guildhall, like.
No, you get
they're a Canadian band, like. And obviously they're doing that thing that a lot of bands are doing at the minute. They're doing like these anniversary tours of their big albums.
Yeah.
So it is the 30th year anniversary of God Shuffled His Feet, which was 94. And I just couldn't believe that they're coming. And I love these singers that, when it comes to male singers that have these like sort of, again, like quite, distinctive voices. So Brad Roberts, the singer, like he's got this like baritone voice, like, and it's just amazing, like.
Just works well for the music.
And I just can't wait to see them. And they have a cracker support, Polar Bolero.
Right.
Cracker band again from the north anyway. I don't know exactly.
When's that on?
That's Halloween night.
That's right. You told me that already.
And they're playing in fucking Galway, and Monroe's in Galway the night before. And I swear to God, I might try and get down.
You nearly go to both?
I nearly do it. I think it'd be worth it.
Why not?
Monroe's is a spot, like. St. Paddy Kiss there last year.
Brilliant.
Fucking brilliant.
Brilliant.
But yep. That's all the good music anyway.
That's it. Well, we'll probably leave it there now for no other reason than I am dying to go to the toilet. That's always happens when we're doing the podcast. Hey, I'm drinking away at the water because my throat's hammered, and this last 15 minutes I've just started to squirm, and you realise you're sort of on camera and be like, dear Jesus. But thanks for listening, everybody. I have been Brendy Mahan. He's been Sean Kelly.
I have.
That boy over there.
And we have both not been Fenton Harvey.
We haven't been Fenton Harvey at all, no. Fenton will be back next time. Hopefully, maybe with a guest too, who knows. We have a couple of guests lined up. We're just having a hard time getting this all free and getting the guest penciled in too. But we'll be back. This will be out when it's out, and you can listen to it or not. I don't even care.
I'm trying to think what Fenton says at this point. He says get on your socials.
Socials, Facebook,
like, share,
Twitter, Bebo,
Instagram,
messages and MSN Messenger, Screen Hog, this, and send us a wee carrier pigeon and see what the crack is. Just
send up smoke signals, whatever you can.
A box of fags, a couple of cans.
Happy days.
So see you all later. We have been Mind the Time podcast. Keep listening, keep her lit. See you after.
Bye.
What's happening?